Good morning. This is JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's September 18th, 2023. It's been last week was a pretty long week for me with overnight guided trips, so I wasn't able to get out any forecasts, but we have a pretty active week of weather ahead of us. So let's get into it. This was a we were up at the I was up at the Mountaineers or Elephant's Perch yesterday over the weekend climbing. This is a picture looking down from the rappel into the descent gully over Saddleback Lakes. So today we're gonna have increasing clouds with isolated rain and thunderstorms, mainly from the Boulder Mountains to the east towards the Lost Rivers. It's gonna be very isolated. Doesn't look like there are gonna be any like well-defined cells. It's gonna be highs in the upper 70s in the valley floor, a little colder in the mountains, of course. We got an upper level trough moving into the area tonight or later today with an associated weak cold front. So because that timing of the cold front is going to happen this evening to afternoon, it's not going to really have a lot of help making that um, be more active weather for us. There's not going to be that much daytime heating ahead of it. It might be getting cloudy, so all those factors are kind of going to limit the strength of that cold front. Tomorrow it's going to be cloudy most of the day with lows drop or with highs dropping into the low 70s. So each day we're going to trend colder and colder as we get to Saturday. Another trough is going to drop in from the north, and we're going to see increased winds and light rain showers in the mountains. Doesn't look like anything's going to hit the valley floor. And then Wednesday night, kind of when our precipitation really kicks into effect, we're going to have snow, widespread rain and snow in the mountains above 8,500 feet. So that's going to be like our first significant snowfall of the season. However, it's going to really be more of an impact above 9,000 feet because that's where the temperatures are going to stay well below freezing. Excuse me, through the daytime temperatures on Thursday. So early estimate expectations of 6 to 10 inches of snow by Saturday morning. So looking at the lower vapor map here, we have a lot going on. This is our first upper level trough moving into the area today. And then we have like a second one up here. And then this third one here, you can see this plume of moisture kind of streaming back across the Western Pacific. So that's going to give us our chunk of moisture Thursday into Friday, bringing a lot of that snowfall. Let's look at the current satellite. Might even be having some daytime entering. Yeah, because this is a late forecast this morning. A lot to catch up on over the week. So you can see we have some clouds building into the area today ahead of this weak cold front here that's going to be coming through tonight. So increasing clouds throughout the day, and tomorrow's going to be mostly cloudy. I think we'll. Oh yeah, and there is a little forecast of some light smoke. Shouldn't be that significant, but because that trough is coming down, sinking down from the north across our area today, it's going to push some of this fire smoke from Oregon over into our area. But again, doesn't look like it's going to be a major impact. Just might see some haze in the sky. Let's look at her forecast for precip today. You can see that kind of line, that cold front coming through Washington, and it kind of eats away. There's not too much involved until later in yeah, afternoon, and you can see it's pretty much isolated to like let's if you want to be real specific around Galena Peak there across the boulders and more into the Lost River Range. There's that kind of line of small isolated storms that might fire off some thunder and lightning. And then tomorrow, it's a little bit widespread light rain, but barely affecting us. You can see it's kind of that same perimeter area of the boulders and Lost River Range. So fairly dry for the next few days till Wednesday. And this is looking at Wednesday evening into Thursday morning. Just that first amount of snow that we're going to see. You can see in the white clouds picking up maybe 3 to 4 inches across the Sawtooth Ridgeline crest. You're going to see 2 to 4 inches as well. So this is going to be their first season opener of snow. Not quite sure if it's going to stick around for the whole season. I doubt it. It's pretty early. But the models are kind of all over the place with how much snow we're going to get. I'll get to that in a second. Let's look at this is the European model, just an overall flow at 500 millibars. So that's about 18,000 feet. This is kind of depicts the jet stream here. Put this into motion. So you can see that first trough is kind of making its way across today, and then this more major trough coming down into Wednesday. And this is actually going to start to form a low pressure system, so it's going to be a more organized system. That's why we're going to have more significant snow and rainfall throughout the rest of the week. It's also bringing in all this cold air from Alaska down towards our way. So that's why we're going to be seeing snow in the upper elevations. You can see this low starts tracking down kind of to the west of us, and it's kind of just lining us up nice with some moisture coming into the area. And that's all we got for that model run. And this is kind of the latest 06Z run. So we'll kind of keep up to date with what's going on with that. I just wanted to kind of give you a little teaser of how much precip we're going to see. So this is looking at rainfall amounts or snow water equivalent. So if we had a bunch of snow on the ground and melted it, this is what it would look like in water. And these models are kind of all over the place. So this is the NWS blend of models. You can see it's a little bit more looking like picking up close to an inch of water by Saturday morning. So that's going to be pretty significant in the Sawtooth Range here. The white clouds have a tad bit more, and the boulders and pioneers are fairly close, kind of 3/4 of an inch. But the big winners look like it's going to be the Lost River Range, like the southern section of the mountain or of the range, and the Lemhis are going to pick up close to 1.5 inches of water by the end of the storm. So that'll transfer over to a lot of snow because those mountains are fairly high up. And again, if the best chance for significant snow is going to be above 9,000 feet. So if you're hunting over the next few days from Wednesday towards the weekends, like prepare to be traveling through some snow in the mountains. Might even get enough snow that we might have some small avalanches happening very high in the mountains, but that's if we get the high end of this range of like 15 inches. All right, let's just dive a little bit deeper into this. So this is the Euro. The Euro is looking a little bit more aggressive, I would say. And depending on, so each model comes out gets updated at different times throughout the day. The longer running ones that go out further, like a week out, like the Euro and the GFS, they don't get updated as frequently. But as of right now, we're looking at like you can see about 5 inches across. Um, that would be like the Boulder Mountains, kind of the White Clouds over into the Sawtooth range. That's kind of where they're saying this model at least is depicting about 5 inches. The GFS is a little bit more aggressive. Not even a little bit, it's double the amount. So we're seeing like 12 to 15 inches across the Smoky Sawtooth crest there. So there's supposed to be some pretty good orographic lifting. So, picture a mountain range like this. Weather comes in from the west, and as it gets pushed up these mountains, it builds these clouds and puts down more moisture on that western side. So that's typically why you're going to see more snow over in the western side of the Smokies and Sawtooths. But they are saying that we could, or at least the models are depicting that it's going to transfer over to the Lost Rivers and Lemhi's. And I think that's more elevation driven, that those mountains are taller, so they're just going to see more snowfall out of this. So we'll kind of keep the royal I will keep eyes on this over the next few days and give you some updates to see how much snow we're going to get. But pretty exciting. The first major snowfall of the season. It always makes me really get excited to go skiing. So tune in tomorrow and we'll get you caught up to speed on the latest.